Hello everyone, so today I'm doing the tarot reading focusing on the final chakra, which is the crown chakra. If you've been following me this week, I have been working through the same 3 questions for each of the chakras. What energy is currently influencing this chakra? What is it trying to show you or teach you right now? And how can you gently support or balance it moving forward? And honestly, I want to kind of summarize the overall theme of this week, or what I feel the cards or the reading set have brought up. I really feel like the main message has been that something positive and exciting is actually building for you. There is closings of cycles here, possibly even karmic ones, and more than anything, you're in this healing phase, okay? Yes, you might feel like you want to rush ahead. You might feel frustrated because things don't feel like they're moving yet, or like you're stuck in this in-between space. But that's because right now you actually, more than anything, need to rest. You are healing, you are rejuvenating. My darling, your priority at the moment is you. Let's be honest, you're not going to be at your best. And what you're manifesting isn't going to be stable or long lasting if you're running on empty. Okay, so these chakra readings have really highlighted the importance of rest. You need to rest. Now, in my mind's eye, I'm seeing the Temperance card, and to me, obviously, all the cards have multiple readings. One of the meanings for me with Temperance is cycles and seasons. So if I wanted to know how long I'm going to be in the energy for, and a Temperance card comes out, to me, it's kind of like every new cycle, new season. Will be like April, spring, yeah. That's kind of like my confirmation card. So I do feel that actually March or April could bring in renewed, because I forgot, sorry, you've got for the sacral, no, you for the root and the sacral, you've got the Temperance card that's come out, okay, and right now I'm still seeing it, the Temperance card. So March and April time could bring in like renewed motivation or new cycles for you, but really only if you allow yourself, my darling, to slow down right now. Okay, give yourself permission to recharge. That is when the new energy comes in naturally for you. So briefly, if for anyone who isn't fully aware of what the crown chakra represents, the crown chakra sits above the very top of the head and is usually represented by the colour violet or white, and it's connected to spiritual awareness, higher consciousness, and your sense of purpose. And when I say spiritual, I don't necessarily mean religion. It's more about connection to something greater than your everyday worries, whether that's universe, faith, nature, humanity, or simply a deep inner knowing that your life has meaning, okay? When the crown chakra is open and balanced, there's a quiet sense of peace. You feel connected to life rather than fighting against it. Even when things feel uncertain or challenging, there's that underlying trust. Just everything's going to be okay. Everything is unfolding or guiding you somewhere. Your mind is a lot more open. You're more open-minded. Reflective and less reactive. There's softness, and you're not trying to control everything because you generally just trust the bigger picture. When this chakra feels blocked, it can show up as disconnection, feeling isolated, feeling purposeless. It's kind of like you're not going through the motions. It can show up as rigid thinking or becoming overly focused on material things as a way to kind of fill something deeper. During times of stress, grief, or big life changes, it is completely normal for this chakra to feel unsettled. I kind of get with the crown chakra, the dark night of the soul. With a crown chakra that's blocked and balanced, the dark night of the soul, where you kind of question everything. Who you are, life. Oh, it's bloody horrible. But it doesn't mean you're broken. It often means you're evolving. Okay, it's just a horrible process of going through. Anyways, so ways of healing the crown chakra isn't about forcing spiritual experiences. It's about creating space, meditation, prayer, quiet time in nature, journaling about your values, sitting in silence. I really enjoy being in the bathtub, having the lights off, no TV, no phone, no noise whatsoever, maybe a few candles lit, and I'll just sit in the bathtub just in pure silence, and it is nice. I let my brain do whatever it wants to do. If it wants to stress, if it wants to think, if it wants to do nothing, I'm just sitting there in the bathtub, letting it do what it needs to do or wants to do. But yeah, in silence, silence can really help with the crown chakra, even if it's just for 5 minutes, but without any form of distraction. Okay, and that can really generally reopen that chakra or that connection. If you are somebody who enjoys doing affirmations, I am connected to divine guidance, or I trust the flow of life, can slowly rebuild that trust. The crown chakra, Madonna, really does thrive on surrender, not control. Okay. And it's actually really interesting because the previous reading with the third eye chakra, there was a theme of struggling to trust and surrender because we had the hanged man there. And I think the whole of the reading has really been highlighting that you're not resting. So it does feel like there's a continuation going on here. So let's move on to the cards. Before I actually started really like kind of getting into the reading, I started to shuffle the deck of cards, and the Knight of Wands reverse jumped out. I didn't actually feel anything negative about it because what I was drawn to was more of the direction he was facing, very much like the Knight of Swords. But I put him back because I was not ready. So I put him back in the deck of the cards, but I felt that his energy was relevant. So, anyways, for the first question, what energy is currently influences chakra? The Knight of Pentacles then came out, and I remember I actually thought to myself, okay, 2 knights have really have already shown themselves. For the second question, what is trying to show or teach you right now? What is the crown chakra trying to show or teach you right now? You've got the 4 of Swords. That's come out. And for the third question, how can you gently support or balance it moving forward? You've got the Knight of Swords that's come out reversed. So, as I said, the Knight of Swords and the Knight of Wands have both come out reversed, but they're both facing the same direction as the Knight of Pentacles, which is facing forward. They're looking to the future. They're not looking to the past, okay? And I like that. Because don't forget, in the first reading we had was the Wheel of Fortune. It was first reading, which was the root chakra, the Wheel of Fortune was there, and that was about confirming, that was confirmation that actually what's happening at the minute is that you are closing off karmic cycles, okay? So I actually really like seeing that even though they're reversed, I'm not getting the negative energies from the reversed, I'm getting more than anything the forward future momentum. So I also want to say Knights in tarot action energy, okay? They move, they pursue, they're on a mission. So when 3 of them make themselves known in a reading, even if you put the Knight of Wands back, it still tells me that there's momentum building in your life. Things are not stagnant, even if it feels like it, okay? Reverse Knights as well don't automatically mean something negative. They can just show hesitation, internal frustration, blocked movement or energy that hasn't quite found the right direction yet, which is kind of what the crown chakra is about. When it's blocked, you're not entirely sure where you're going or what to do or your purpose or where life is taking you. It's like kind of like confusion. With the Knights reversed as well, it can feel like you're wanting to move forward, but you're just not knowing how, or you're trying to move forward before you're fully aligned, okay? When also multiple court cards face the same direction, especially forward, that shows aligned intention. So even if the energy feels delayed or internal right now, it is still future focused. So you're not stuck in the past. And I just like that. I like seeing that. Yes, there may be a bit of hesitation, there may be a bit of adjustments that's happening internally, and there may still be some lessons integrating, but overall direction is forward. So that's really, I like to see that. For a reader, I like to see that. So the Knight of Pentacles, okay, is influencing the crown chakra, and that shows steady, grounded progress. This isn't dramatic spiritual awakening energy. This is slow, stable growth. My darling, you're building something solid within yourself, even if it's happening quietly or slowly, okay? The 4 of Swords is teaching this crown chakra, well, this is another card, isn't it, really, of confirmation of the importance of rest, mental rest, healing, intentional pause. If you have been overthinking, analysing everything, trying to force clarity, this card is saying insight comes after stillness. Stepping back, my darling, is productive. It is not laziness, okay? This is the final card confirming the importance of resting your mind. Now, the Knight of Swords reversed is for how to support and balance this crown chakra. I feel this is kind of clear guidance to stop rushing mentally, okay? Stop pressuring yourself to have all the answers right now. Slow your thoughts. Take your time before reacting or making decisions, okay? And I think that's what your third eye was saying yesterday as well. Let clarity come naturally instead of forcing it, is what I feel with the Knight of Swords being reversed. Now, we've got the Eight of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck, which, by the way, I don't know if you noticed, but he's made himself... he's shown himself a few times this week. He's not actually come out, but he's shown himself. I've noticed him. So the message, I feel, is consistent, gentle, repeated self-work, small daily practices, consistency over intensity is really important. Because that's what actually will bring the alignment, okay? So I kind of like that the Eight of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles is here. So overall, the crown chakra right now is not asking you to push. It's not asking for dramatic transformation. It's asking for patience, grounding, and rest, okay? Because even if it feels slow, momentum is building. The cycle is closing. And when you allow yourself to recharge properly, the next chapter opens in a ways that feel stable, aligned, and truly meant for you. Okay, I hope you've enjoyed this week for the chakra readings, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye bye.